Welcome back to Justice. My next guest says our nation is currently at war, a cyber war. And he says all of us, even those of us not on the front lines, need information to protect ourselves. Here to share some of that information is cybersecurity expert Eric Cole. Eric, thanks for being with us this evening. You know, Eric, we hear a lot about what Iran has done, hitting oil tankers near the Straits of Hormuz, and then taking down, with a missile, taking down our unmanned drone. These are physical manifestations of what's going on with our enemies. But there is an additional layer of war, as you call it, that is going on. What is that?
Everything that we run this country on, our critical information, is all on computers. And those computers are directly connected to the internet and exposed. And physical attacks are easy for people to see and understand. But there are cyber attacks going on every single day. And in my opinion, that is the #1 threat. We heard about the Russians meddling in our election. That is only the beginning. This week, the Russians are teaming up with China, saying that they're going to start doing cyber attacks against the United States, which puts every single American citizen at risk.
Now, the Russians teaming up with China, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, they had a few meetings over the last few weeks, and on Friday they announced that the Russians and Chinese are going to team up, and they called it information technology collaboration. I'll translate that for you. Cyber warfare against the United States. The Russians and China are not happy with what the United States are doing, so they're going to join forces. The Russians are really good at going in and understanding targets, but let's face it, the Chinese are some of the best in the world at hacking. So if the Russians and the Chinese team up and start going after our critical information, on cyber 9/11 is inevitable and is going to happen.
All right. So are you talking about like the electric grid? I mean, what are you talking about? What do they go after?
Everything. So for the last couple of years, the Russians have gone after satellites and basically have been able to provide false coordinates for ships and airplanes. And if you look at most of the United States military, our arsenal relies on satellites. So if those satellites have false information, that could put us at risk. They're also in our power grid. And if we get more specific, they're targeting individuals. They're going after bank accounts. They're going after identity theft. Just think about, what if you woke up tomorrow morning and your identity was stolen and your bank account was wiped out?
I got to tell you, Eric, that stuff is really frightening. But the idea of being able to change coordinates on ships in situations like that, which can lead an enemy like Iran to say, you know, we took them down because they were in our waters and not international waters. Eric, final thought. I mean, very quickly, I have just 10 seconds left. I mean, what can people do to protect themselves?
They need to recognize that they're a target. Cybersecurity is their responsibility, and be very careful who they interact with, what emails they click on, and what information they give out.
Okay. All right, Eric Cole, great to have you on. We look forward to having you on again. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.